Welcome back. Welcome back. Morning coffee going. You can probably ignore that if you are thinking about going to sleep. I guess if you're going to sleep, you don't want to be thinking about coffee, do you? I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't think so. Maybe we should be thinking more about like melatonin. Yeah, perhaps we should think about things like melatonin or meditation if we're trying to relax, sleep, rather than caffeine. See, at this very moment, my day is beginning, but that's not likely the case for you if you're watching this. So we'll be mindful of that. We will be mindful of that. From what I gather, a lot of you listen to these at your lunch break, and also bedtime. I can't say. Hey, look up. Look down. No. I think we're better off looking up. Is that better? Perhaps. Just kind of like, there you go. Yeah, I never really thought to listen to ASMR on a break at work. Mind you, in my working career, I never had defined breaks. You were on a 12-hour schedule. And it didn't matter if the day was busy, you weren't eating. Or if you were, it was very quickly. And then there'd be other days where not a ton would be going on. maybe you'd have a few hours to sit down throughout the day. Catch up on news and sports and chatting with your coworkers. Sometimes you would know when a day was going to be very busy. You would know in advance. But other times, things or stuff would hit the fan. And it could be a few hours before you'd get to sit down again. Which is all right. But back to my original point with that. So I never really thought to listen to an ASMR video during my downtime. At home I would. I wouldn't always wait till bedtime. Especially being a shift worker, sometimes you lay down in the middle of the day. Even if you're not sleeping, you just throw a video on. Maybe a little hypnosis or a meditation. Maybe a little meditation. Maybe just throw on a meditation for, 10, 15, 20 minutes. And just have a little meditation for 10 or 15 minutes. And then feel refreshed for your day. Come in here. How's that? I'd imagine if I just kind of give you a push. No, wait, I'm just gonna Interesting. Nobody wants to be that close. No. Nobody wants to be that close. Maybe just back a little bit further. Then we're just going to set you. Should we maybe get you to look down? Maybe just kind of like bring you up a bit. Just kind of like tilt. How's that looking? See, now I'm kind of off-centered. I wonder if I can just. That's better. That's better. Interesting. What is the most random thing that you think about in a day? My head goes all over the place. My head, as in my brain, goes all over the place in a day. Yeah. Coming a little bit closer because I don't want to say this too loud. My head goes all over the place in a day. Like, I think about how feasible it is for humans to go to Mars. I don't know a lot about space, to be honest with you, but things like that it seems so common sense with how far we've evolved and how huge, like, the universe and how huge space is. Why wouldn't we eventually branch out? You know, maybe not in your lifetime, maybe not in my lifetime, maybe not in my children's lifetime, but eventually, why wouldn't we do that? I like to think we're fairly smart as people. I like to think people are fairly smart. There's definitely people significantly smarter than I am with physics and how feasible space travel is. But yeah, that's one of the things that I think about. Just kind of daydream about not only having continents, countries, but also, I'm just going back here a little bit. Imagine having an Earth passport. And then I spend a decent chunk of my day thinking and talking about sports. I really love sports, probably more than I should. Probably more than I should, to be honest. And I think after filming this video right here, so I'm filming right here. After filming this stuff right here, I'm probably gonna go over there, probably gonna go that way, and do some skipping or jump rope, as you might call it. It's one of my favorite things to do in terms of like working out or cardio. Not a big fan of just jogging or walking, but I can do, 10 minutes of just 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes of straight skipping. And feel like I've done something. I would prefer to be outside, but as most of you are experiencing right now, it's winter. So winter, as most of you are experiencing, shout out to anyone who's not experiencing winter. Those of you down south, your turn is coming. But most of you don't get quite the same. You don't get quite the same winter as what we get in northern Canada. I know when I was in New Zealand, there were a few nights that were quite cold. They were maybe 0. And I slept outside. While it wasn't super comfortable or awesome, it still wasn't that bad. That's not something I would feel confident I can do here. Maybe if I built an igloo. I know you're probably shocked to find out that I don't actually already have an igloo, but I don't. So how's that feeling now? Would you say that you're relaxed? Would you say that you are relaxed? If so, that's pretty fantastic. It's pretty fantastic if you are relaxed now. If you're not, though, if you're not relaxed, maybe try a different video. Maybe try a massage or a haircut. All right. I think that just about does it for today. So, have a good sleep. Please have good sleep.